guys, happy Sunday. Today I'm going to do something that I can't say I'm scared, I'm a little nervous because I don't want to represent it wrong, but just keep in mind this is going to be my very first time using Saint makeup. And I have to say they have done a marvelous job with their advertising, their packaging, everything. It is the most pleasing aesthetic. And when I got the box, I was expecting a box, like this outrageous box of product because I bought a lot. But I will put a picture in here. If you are a fan of minimal packaging, you will love this. It was very minimal. They come in the tins, and I'll put another picture up here on how pretty the tins are. It will make you not want to take the tops off. I don't really know the names of my colors well, so I have kept the tops beside the colors that I'm going to use so that I can tell you the best that I can. Look at the packaging on, I don't want them to fall out, I don't think they will, but Bella right there in the corner. How cool that is. This is my very first experience. I did not even unload the box until last night. And the old palette that I had that I showed you I think I showed it to you in a haul and in my makeup clear out. And I will put links to those videos up here. I showed you I had bought 4 just from the company, not from a rep or anything. I bought 4 lip products that Will's teacher had, and I was so in love. That's when I love it when things come together. Kristen just happened to buy my lip combo, send me a message. Then when I went on her page, I saw she did the Saint makeup. I loved her look, and it just went from there. So I want to make her proud. So what I did is I took this small palette that I had and put my eyeshadows in there. So I did purchase some powder eyeshadows and a liner. Let's start with the corrector shade. Now what that's for is to see how I have redness in my skin, which is pretty common. Most people have some type of redness, discoloration. It's not only sun damage and broken blood vessels, it's hormones. It's like some people like me, once you touch your face and do your skincare, your skin just gets red. So a lot of us have redness there. So what I'm going to do is take this brush, blush bronzer brush. I'm gonna be, not totally correct on everything. So I showed her how I had my palette set up, and she kind of helped me with the order of, what to use when. Mango is my corrector type shade. So we're gonna dot in Mango, and we're gonna, okay, this is the first time, so it might take a minute to break the seal. Gosh, that already looks good. Or you know what I mean, that top layer. Okay, I'm gonna start spreading this around because I can tell I got a lot right then. Okay, so this is for redness. I definitely have redness on my nose, and if you see any flakes on my nose, it's just skin flakes. My Obagi is really exfoliating like around here, and that's the thing with acrylic nails, you can't pick on your face, which is a good thing because I'm bad about if something's flaky, I'm going to pick it off. So okay, I'm going to do a little bit more of this corrector type shade around my nose. Okay, so far so good. Okay, the next one, I asked her for 2 of my main shades. I think they call them highlights. My main shades. I asked for first she did me a more of a golden, which is wheat, and then I asked for sandy, is when I want more neutral. So I'm gonna go with what she first color matched me as first. Then the color, I think, is it Aura, is going to be my lighter shade. Sandy, yep. And then I've got a bronzer and an illuminator, and Astoria is my contour. Now contour is different than bronzer with them. Bronzer is a little bit more sheer. Contour actually has coverage. So I'm going to go in with my contour just because I love contour. Okay, so I went in with the side of this brush, and we're going to be easy first. And I'm going to do just like I would with my Chanel bronzer or anything else. I'm going to, just do the same places. I definitely don't need to contour my nose. I do usually do a little bit at the end, but my nose is already thin. Okay, that I kind of blended as I went out of habit. Always take a little bit of your contour above, and it will just really help. Like that. Okay. I'm going to take this end and try to blend up with that. And I know a lot of people that get this makeup really want, really a natural look, but I want to do what I want to do. And I want to see if we can get glam with this, or get my everyday glam and just make it look good. So far, so good. Okay, let's go to wheat, which would be like right in here, all over a little bit more. So wheat, and it's going to be my golden tone. Like that. Okay. I hate looking down when I'm doing a video. Let me see if I can find a box or something to put this mirror up on. Better. I don't want the mirror to be in your way, but I don't want to be looking down the whole time. One, it's not very flattering, and two, you can't see. Okay, so let's continue with wheat. I'm just dotting it in there. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. The first time you use anything like this, it's gonna probably take a minute to get worked in. Matter of fact, let me just do the whole, let's see what happens. Kristen's probably freaking out right now. No! I want to be, this is the thing with me. I want to be glam, and I want it to be easy. I think it's pretty. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit. I don't know how much that next pop accent shade is going to help, so I always take my foundation up to my eyes anyway. Okay, my next one is Aura, and that is going to be, I think, I'm going to use my finger because I feel like the warmth will help the pigment. Let's use this. So I'm hoping he will contact me, and then I will share them with you. He's been very nice and not pushy, and just sent them to me to try with no obligation. And it took me a while to get, what they were, because I'm never just going to use water and a cloth to remove all my makeup. But I will explain how I use it and why I love it so much when that time comes. guys. Wow, that really did help. Okay, I'm gonna go back. I want some more contour. I put some in this brush right here. Okay, I need to remember that I've got a bronzer too. That's probably what's messed me up. Okay, so we're gonna take this end in the bronzer and let me back up here. And oh gosh, this is pretty. Okay, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Now they do sell a powder. I did not even bring a powder up here. I will go downstairs and get like, well, I have some powders up here. Maybe I'll try one of these new powders. We've got the Always an Optimist Rare Beauty powder. I got the light medium. I will say I have tried the Maybelline Fit Me powder and I think I got medium, and whoo, that has a lot of color. So be careful if you try that. Wow, that's a nice little top. I don't want my shiny face to take away from this beautiful makeup. Okay, that's pretty. Wow, I think it's beautiful. Okay, a lot of people use the blush, lip and cheek and bronzer and contour and all that stuff for their eyes too. So you can do that, but I did order these eyeshadows because you know how I am. I'm extra. But we haven't even done our highlight yet. Like our, not our highlight shade, but our, you know what I mean. So let's do that. Mine is called Rose Gold Illuminator. So I'm gonna pop that on the tops of my cheeks. Like that. And maybe on the bridge of my nose. I'm gonna do stuff I wouldn't ordinarily do. I feel like I need some more coverage on the bridge of my nose. So I'm gonna use my lightest shade. Like that. Okay, now, she did say with the brow wax, you had to, you know, spray your brush with setting spray. So I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna think about that one. These are the blush and cheek colors I got. Oh my gosh. It is just so beautiful. So beautiful. So all of these can be used for anything. Everything here can be used for everything. But these are lip and cheek. Some of them are satin, some of them are matte, some of them have some shimmer. Like my original ones, I think this one has some shimmer, and I've shown you that before. This is the one I wore in my cracked feet or cracked heels video, and then these are new. And this one had a little rough ride. His top came off, but they're gonna send me another one. Okay, so I want to put some lips on first because that's the main part to me. I am going to use my lip liner, but a lot of people, you'll see them use the contour shade for lip liner, but I know that's not gonna stay like this will. So this is the Paradise lip liner from my collaboration. Okay. Because I had that clear on, it went on real smooth and creamy. So it will blend a little bit. And I feel like we need to do a peachy pink nude lip. So I don't know which one is the best one to start out with. What did she say? Boardwalk and Saint-Tropez. Oh my gosh. Here's the thing. I'll never find Boardwalk. I know what Saint Tropez is because it's the one. Oh my gosh, my first one I tried. Okay, Boardwalk. Okay, I'm running out of fingers. I don't want to get my lip liner in it. Okay, so that's Boardwalk. And you're gonna use Boardwalk on my cheeks too. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Just beautiful. I love it. Okay, now Saint Tropez is the one that got a little jacked up, but we don't care. I bet she put Saint Tropez on first. I didn't think that through. Okay, now I'm gonna put a little bit more Boardwalk on top of this. I see now, that tones it down. Love it. Now let's do my brows, and I'm going to be so brave, and I'm going to, I can't really use any of my eyeshadows because that one may work, but it's got a little bit of, I think it's satin or something. So let me look in my face colors, see if there's anything. I wonder if I could use that. I'm gonna use we are going to take a walk on the wild side. I'm going to use my contour, and I will start with what I want darkest, which is out here. Oh my gosh, I think it's going to work. Okay. Put it in there too hard sometimes. Okay. Like that. Okay, now take the spoolie end and brush up. Okay, let me go spray this or get some setting spray. Oh, I do have some setting spray. Hey, I have this, the Lancome Fix It, Forget It. So I'll spray my brush. So now, yeah, that kind of activates it. I need to have my brows shaped soon. Okay, brows done. Pull my chair up, get close to you. Okay, now let's go back. You know what, I want to do like I do sometimes with the Chanel bronzer or my Nude Birkin. I always forget my own names of my products. And I want to go in with my bronzer. Do I want to go in with bronzer or contour first? I think I'm gonna do contour. I'm using this contour for everything. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this small little end, and I'm gonna start, yes, I'm gonna start my crease with this. Oh my goodness, you guys. You could just use this. I have on no eyeshadow base at all. I had on nothing except my Sisley Double Tensor when we started. Okay, and then I'm going to, I see them always pinching this brush. I'm going to dot it and then pinch it and go a little under my eyes like that. Oh, that is so pretty. Okay, now I brought my rougher brushes up here to use. Here's a good one, number 14. So let's do, oh goodness, I don't know where I want to start here. Let's go over what I just did with this shade. That is, of course, a black liner shade. Okay. I think this is called Pup, but I'm not for sure. But doesn't it look like a pup? Okay, and I'm gonna go over the bottom too, so they match. Okay, then I'm gonna go into, let's go into this next shade just to see what it looks like. I don't really need this, but I'm gonna go over the last, just probably third of my eyelid, just so we can see. This would have been just a more golden shade. Okay, now I'm gonna wipe my brush off. Let's go into this color. And go in, ooh, look how pretty. Go in here. See, I need a taller mirror, so I don't have to do that. And then I'm gonna take just what's left. I'm not a big highlighty under the brow person, but okay, now I'm gonna go into this darkest shade out here with a smaller pencil-y type brush. This is the Rougher 26. And I'm gonna try to use a little bit of everything just so we can see it. But I'm gonna go in here, oh my gosh, tap it off. And I always like to go right down here at the lash line. And then what I usually do is pull it up and then pull it back in. Like that. This is pretty. This is like, I think you would like this shade whether you like cool or warm tones. It's almost like a burgundy brown. Very Scott Barnes-ish and J-Lo look. I'm being so scared. Okay, I've definitely got more on that other eye. Okay, see, like right now it's about even and I don't want to put a lot more, so switch your brush to the lighter shade and do the blending with it. Otherwise you have to just keep going back and back and back and you end up with something you did not plan on doing. We've got this deep, dark, cool tone brown that I dropped this morning and the edges broke, but luckily I was taking it out of the package and it just went right on the floor, you know, flat. So I was so scared because I didn't want to stain my tile grout or whatever too, so I ran and vacuumed it up and luckily I salvaged a lot of it. Okay, so I'm gonna take this small brush again. I'm gonna dot it in that cool brown, tap it off, and let's just see. It might be, yes, it's a good outer corner. This would be one that a lot of times I would do after I did my wing, but that's okay. Okay, and because that lid is just so naked, that's not really my usual vibe. I'm gonna go in, let's go in with this Pup again and try to just mellow that out some, make it not so shocking. I think I'm gonna need a mid-tone brown, like one darker than this, darker than that, but lighter than those. I think that's what I need. Okay, but I am digging it, and we haven't done liner or lashes. And I'm gonna go into that black liner and wish me luck. Okay, I've dot it in there, tap it off. Let's see. It will really let you like drag it. Now I'm just dragging it up. And back down. Making sure I get around my lash line. I'm terrible about that. I have noticed that the Saint makeup people usually do their eyes first, which I have never been an eye first person. So I'll have to just learn, you know, what to do and what not to do. Okay, so now I'm gonna not talk and try to line this eye like I typically would with an eyeliner, you know, like a brush liquid type thing. The owner of the company is probably having a heart attack at all this makeup I'm putting on because I think their whole thing is natural. This is natural to me. Okay, that worked out better to do it I think it always will, to do it your typical way. Like that. So pretty, I love it. I love it. Okay, so I don't think we need any more. I think we need some mascara. It is the Chanel Volume de Chanel, and it is a good one. So pretty. I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna put mascara on my lower lashes since we kind of went all out, and I'm gonna kind of pull them out like that so that it keeps with that winging up. These are the lashes I wore the other day. They are the Faux Mink Ardell 811s. And this is what happens if you have eyes that are smaller and downturned like mine. A lot of times these lashes, see, the whole point is that they're thicker and longer on the ends. Well, I have to cut that part off. So I probably wouldn't get them again. But if you have longer, bigger, beautiful eyes, then you might like these because they're kind of subtle. They don't look it, but because they're not too crisscrossy and not too long, they end up being kind of subtle. Okay, so while those are drying, what I want to do is take this sponge. I want to buy their sponge just because I don't think it's necessary, but I like sponges and I think different ones do different things. So I did notice that they would take a sponge and kind of go around and blend things, and I think that's good. A good thing to do. Yes, and it gives you a good skin-like finish. Like you guys can see my skin. I think it's, the only thing I think I did wrong is I think I put too much maybe of the highlighter on, and then, you know, when I keep on touching my face right there, ooh, and it looks like I got a little fallout over here. So that, the thing is, when you're using these dark shadows, I probably should do my eyes first, but I'm an old dog. I always kind of do like that, so it gets them kind of bent in, and then I'm gonna go as close to my lash line as possible, and then I'm going to lift up a little bit at the end. You may not have to do that, but that's just something I do to help lift my eyes just because they are downturned. And because I've used that winged out liner, I have a place to sit them down right on that liner. So now you can see with lashes and without. Okay, and I did my hair last night with the Dyson, not Dyson, the Drybar wand. And my outfit is inspired by one of you guys that sent it to me. And I will put the picture in here. And I've got on, I don't know if you remember this Zara shirt that I got in my Zara haul. And these are some older, you can't buy them anymore, some older Express. Here, let me pick you up, hold on. And these are some older Express trousers, and they're size 6, short. So they allow me to have that low slung, over, just oversized trouser look. But because they were the short, I can still wear a flat shoe with them. I hope you enjoyed this. I think it turned out, for my very first time ever using this, I think it turned out pretty good, and I am so impressed. I think if you don't get anything, get some of those lip and cheek. That will really be fun. If you've been here with me, you know I've always been intrigued by a lip palette and by, palettes like that. So that is fun for me, and I could have easily, and we'll do some more looks, I could have easily just used that contour and gone on with it, and used like the liner and gone. But I wanted to show you the eyeshadows, and I think the color she chose is amazing. Next time, maybe I'll use the neutral one so you can get like a vibe on that. So thank you, Kristen. I will leave all of her information below. My accessories are the Dean Davidson signet ring, Jenny Bird little earrings. Those are from Michelle Wong. And Jenny Bird little initial. And I'm still using the Modere tanner. I have used it many times. I would say I've used it now 5 or 6 times. It doesn't give you a deep dark tan, it's gradual, but it gives you some color. And when John and I were making up the bed this morning, I thought about it. There is not one thing on my sheets. So that to me is worth it. I would rather give up the deep dark tan to get something that doesn't stain my sheets or my clothes, and you can barely smell it. So loving that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe if you haven't. That would mean so much to me. It would let me know I'm kind of going in the right direction, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.